Hello, everyone. I'm Ben Morrison, Managing Partner of Creative Strategy at Open Partners. So I hope you've been enjoying yourselves at MadFest so far. I'm very excited to be here for the next 20 minutes. Hopefully you'll find something useful from the talk and think a little bit differently about when you're next sending your brief or receiving your brief on either side of the industry. So in line with the stage today, I'm here to talk to you about culture and creativity, about oddness and about brave choices, and about why, in a device-first, algorithmically run and AI-saturated world, we think being slightly odd and unhinged will be a commercially rational decision for you and your brand performance. So, what do we think the biggest threat in 2026 is facing brands? Well, I don't think it's missing trends. Trends, they come and they go. That's OK. It's not about being disliked, although it is better to be liked. It's not about being a cringe brand. I mean, at least people see you in that way. It's about being ignored. And in the feed-based attention economy, ignored means irrelevance, irrelevance means wastage, and wastage means bad performance for you as the agency and for your clients and partners. That's not what anyone wants. So, there is a real attention problem for brands. Brands and the battleground for attention have consolidated now in the Big Four. And Joe Proctor, the co-founder of Open, mentioned this earlier with Emma on stage. There is a real attention problem. 71% of spend now sits with the Big Four, and 79% of attention also. So Google, Meta, TikTok, Amazon, which means we're not just competing with category rivals with deeper pockets. We're competing in a world of content algorithmically served at scale and pictures of your mate's baby. And endless AI Temu ads, and Fred again content, and more AI Temu ads, and more and more and more Fred again content. But AI Temu has my attention, and I'm sure it has yours. With over 16,000 ads live at any one time across platforms, it cuts through the feed. They've managed to spam reach and understand what drives the consumer through to purchase. So they have your attention, and you're now brand aware, sadly in some cases. But why have they taken this approach? Well, because they understand the attention gap. They've chosen a strategy that prioritizes attention in the short term over brand love in the long term. Well, why? Sales. Really, it's driven by Meta and TikTok. Meta reports that the average scroll in feed is 1 to 2 seconds. TikTok reports that users make a subconscious stay or scroll decision within under a second. So the game is no longer just about reach. It's about industrializing your interruption. It's about being inside the feed of the being inside the scroll of the feed. So not interruption like pre-roll ads, it's interruption, either hyper-frequent ads, creatively targeted and tested, or about showing up in feed in a differentiated way that makes people stop and think, what did I just see? What did I watch? So that's why at Open, we talk about things like culture engines and building them for brands. So it's not just about campaign thinking. It's not just about siloed content calendars. My job as a strategist is to find things in culture that hopefully people give a shit about. And that job is about finding attention for an audience. It's about inserting brands into that attention in a way that feels native either to the platform or to the consumer. Creating that contextual friction, which is about the feeling of disruption within the media or the placement, that creatives can then work into ideas, can find that territory, find that tension to bring to life that consumers can delight with. And then it's about scaling it into organic media and into paid media without killing the idea. Because this contextual friction creates memories. Now, the dreamy Byron Sharp of the Ehrenberg Bass Institute says brands grow through memory structures. But memory structures aren't formed from just wallpaper alone. During my time at Unilever, this was a constant tussle. Building distinctive brands, but keeping relevant when they already have mass awareness and a repeat purchase in all categories. So how do you continue to increase that memory, and how do you increase that purchase by making them distinctive in repeated ways? Well, a great example of this is Surreal Cereal. They entered the category, one of the biggest and fastest growing consumer categories in the cereal category. They built one of the fastest growing challenger brands as well against legacy brands like Kellogg's, etc. And they did this by being structurally weird. So they had stick figure ads, this campaign which had fake celebrity endorsements. They then built these hyper-targeted ads mocking the industry. So bought where they knew they would get knowing smiles and PR from the local area. It looks lazy, but in fact it's precision-engineered distinctiveness. It creates friction against the category norms. And friction creates encoding. And according to the Grocery Trader, in the year of launch, surreal cereal were the #1 contributor to growth in the cereal category. So it worked. Now some people, Byron Sharp again, think that shopping is just muscle memory with logos. But as surreal proves, you need a hook, you need an insight, and you need an emotional connection with the consumer. And in this case, they use humor and context. Canva's another perfect example of this. They work in a structural friction way. Their ads spoke to tropes of a creative's day-to-day pain in a creative and attention-grabbing format that disrupts the consumer experience. Another example here. So this made the relevant audiences stop, emotionally connect, and then encode the brand. The humor plays to the drudgery of routines. Making that connection is key. There's plenty of other tools that do this for creatives in the market. Just one that saw the creatives and spoke to them emotionally and intellectually about the problems that they face day to day, thus making it distinctive. This duality of distinctiveness and emotion is key. Kantar study found emotionally differentiated brands are over 2 times more likely to grow share and 4 times more likely to grow value share longer term. A little bit of a switch now. If you then look at this at the explosion of the creator economy, this tracks with these insights. Creators have now become an emotional delivery system for brands. They live and make their living within the feeds every day. They work because they are the audience. They are the niche. They understand, and I'm not going to say authentic because it's been overused today, but they understand how to penetrate the feeds in a way that's relevant and meaningful and drive action, because they constantly innovate through content. Nielsen echoes that. 92% of consumers trust recommendations from either individuals, creators, or influencers over brand recommendations. This tracks in terms of revenue and spend. Influencer and creator campaigns now drive, on average, $5 to $6 of revenue per $1 spent globally, according to Shopify. But most brands still treat this like either a PR garnish or a bottom-of-the-funnel lever for commerce. But done well, it can be so much more than either of those things. So, this is the moment where I welcome on stage a client of Open Partners and global pet food business MPM Products, and one of the original foundations of true internet culture, cats. So they've got their own walk-on music. It is photosensitive, so just a warning ahead of it going live. But please welcome on stage Becky Martin, Marketing Manager for UK EMEA, and Candace Chau, Brand Manager for the US for MPM Products. Oh. Oh, no. There you go. Like that. I mean, it's quite a...
Hi everyone, it's great to be here. Thanks for coming to the talk. Thanks, Ben. So today, we wanted to share with you a case study on Reveal, but first a little bit about us. MPM, I'm not sure a lot of you may have heard about us. We're actually a premium pet food company. We're based out of Manchester, been around for about 20 years. And as a business, we've got a number of brands. You might have heard of some of them, maybe not. I'm sure there's some cat owners out there in the audience. So we've got Applause and Encore in the UK, and then Reveal, who we're here to talk about today, from the US. As a business, we've done a lot of work on our brands, and it's about ensuring that they're not just differentiated, but distinctive. We don't want people just to kind of know us. We want them to choose us as well. And a really, really competitive, crowded market like cat food, it's more important than ever to be both. So what do we stand for? We stand for premium ingredients, naturally, visibly better recipes that are loved by cats and their owners alike. But our challenge wasn't about cats loving the food. They do. Once they have it, they're really bought into it. They're our biggest advocates. It was actually about breaking into the US cat food market to tell that story. It's wildly competitive, way more competitive than it is here in the UK. And there's some real legacy brands there that are dominating that awareness, and also a lot of startups that are dominating with quality. So how do we make ourselves distinctive? Well, we're the natural cat food that your furry friend deserves. Oh, that's not gone on. It's made with carefully selected high-quality ingredients and more real protein. It's so good, you'll see the difference in every bowl. And that's the same for Applause and Encore as well. So if you've not seen it, get out there, go and have a look. If you've got cats, please go and buy some. They won't regret it. They won't regret it. Thank you, Ben. But we don't have the distribution of our competitors or the media budgets. So how do we scale in the US? Well, instead of outspending, we thought, what if we out-weird? What if we out-relevance? What actually dominates cat culture online? It's not perfect cat lives. It's not the traditional owner and pet relationships. It's pure feline chaos. The demonic void cat, the kitchen shelf destroyer, the 3 a.m. zoomies. Any cat owners out there, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, and there's probably a whole load of other chaotic moments that you've had with your pet cats. But here's the behavioral truth. Cat content has billions of views across TikTok and Instagram. Pet content consistently ranks the top 3 most engaged verticals on TikTok. So creators drive content loops, algorithms reward watch time, and chaos drives that watch time. So instead of polished brand ads, we built something different. We built Reveal's product placement into the lives of cat content creator chaos culture. So over to you, Candace, to tell us how it worked.
Alrighty. So, introducing Mervyn Cumberland Weems. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, or if that makes 0 sense, you're gonna have to go to their profile because there's a whole backstory there. So, Merv is a Siamese talking cat with an attitude that summons her demon Bagagwa regularly to her following of over 5 million people. Why wouldn't we partner with her? Audience loves her, so the feed prioritizes her, and we knew that our products, Reveal, would delight her. So we did it. We partnered with her and her cat dad, Chad, and it's been a 13-month-long partnership and counting, with a new video each month and over 8 products integrated alongside pure brand building. So let's take a look.
Man, you summoned Bagagwa. This is Halloween night, but only 1 day ago, Merv was trying to summon Bagagwa. Jeez, every hour. Luckily, this Halloween, we're partnering with Reveal to summon the great Bagagwa spirit. Okay, so we know Bagagwa loves grain-free, high-quality protein. Merv, are you finally catching Bagagwa? Did we get him? He'll come when he smells the tuna line. Oh no, it's Tiny Seymour. Not Bagagwa. Hey, will this be Bagagwa? No, it's just Charles.
Okay, I think we have Bagagwa.
Oh, Seymour.
This is getting hard. Oh, Merv, it's okay. You'll summon Bagagwa tonight.
Yeah.
She's trying.
Yeah, it's hard. Merv, I hear something.
So you got a little glimpse into the life of Merv. And at first glance, Merv and Reveal may not seem on brand together, but at the heart of the chaos is their relationship. People aren't just drawn to Merv and her talking prowess, it's also their dynamic, their strong bond, and their connection. One of our highest performing pieces of content that they developed with us was Merv's rescue story and how Chad saved her at just 2 weeks old. To date, it has garnered over 36,000 likes and counting. And we've also had great follower growth throughout this partnership. Chad and Merv are evidence that the right partner and the right audience alignment will deliver those highly sought after KPIs that we all want. We all know, as advertisers, marketers, that consumers are super smart. They know that they're being sold to. They know that's the job of creators these days. And with the influencer market being also super highly saturated, we knew we needed to find a way to break through in a way that wasn't pushy or overly salesy. So we trusted Chad as a creator and as a partner to stay authentic. Sorry, Ben. Stay authentic to themselves without us, the brand or the agency, being overly prescriptive or too polished. Oops, sorry. Not yet. So, as a result, Chad delivered a masterclass in developing content that made the partnership feel natural while finding ways to integrate Reveal seamlessly throughout all of his chaotic stories. He also included his followers in the journey by enrolling them to follow along and also commenting what they wanted him and Murph to reveal next. He kept it a two-way conversation. And that's the key ingredient with these types of collaborations, finding the right balance between what makes the influencer uniquely them while keeping your brand uniquely you. So, without, again, using the word authentic, I'll break it down and reframe in a different way. It's organic first, creators that are native to the platform, and then using paid to amplify what culture already loved. We've had thousands of engagements, loads of love, tons of freaked out cat owners, and growing sales.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So, did it work? Well, we didn't go down just the vibes engagement reporting, which tends to take place with a lot of creator marketing relationships. So we went down a bit of a rabbit hole, as you can see from my friend Charlie here. We ran an 18-month econometric study using our proprietary dynamic econometric solution. It provides full media mix modeling using machine learning, and it's built from over 100,000 case study simulations. Has a model accuracy of about 88%. So because of the nature of this approach, it allowed us to do something genuinely pioneering and interesting in the industry today. We modeled the true incremental return on investment from organic social and influencer marketing using MMM. And the answer confirmed what I and we have always believed but have always struggled to prove. Organic social, partnering with influencers and creators, is an absolute brand building powerhouse. But did it work? Yes.
6.7 ROI!
So I was using a bit of AI, if you can tell. The activity drove a massive 6.7 ROI. It was the most impactful channel out of the entire mix. So 2 times more effective than paid social, 3 times more effective than retail media, and over 4 times more effective than display. So yes, the thing that the finance team see as free social fluff was the strongest revenue driver in a statistically relevant model. But why? Because organic does 3 things at once. It builds distinctive memory structures, it builds baseline demand for paid, and it fuels that paid efficiency. It creates brand power. And these voices that we work with, the creators and the influencers, became the accelerant. Not just because they had reach, they did, but because creators and influencers deliver context within feed. That context delivers watch time feeds the algorithms, and the algorithms feed scale. So now the skeptics will say, well, that's nice, but you can't scale this sort of activity, it's a one-off. Well, we tested it. The model showed that we could 2.5 times our meta investment with no diminishing returns. That's massive headroom. Plus, our media optimizer predicted that if we rebalanced away from wallpaper, non-attention grabbing formats such as display into organic and paid social, we can increase our media-driven revenue by up to 17% with no extra budget, which means it's actually not that risky to be brave. It's financially irresponsible to not be. And here's the macro shift, moving from an interruption economics world to a participation economics world. Creators aren't media, they're distribution ecosystems for brands. And organic is not free. You need to invest in it long term. You need to resource it. You need to support your teams, and you need to understand it. It's over time, it's compound interest for your brand. And culturally fluent and organically active brands have a huge structural advantage in feed. Because feeds reward these things, which we all know, we all engage with regularly. We all know this as consumers. Feeds rewards entertainment. They reward emotional intensity, laughs, cries, whatever it might be. Those community signals inform the media placement and the media fuel. And those repeated watches become power for your brand. So not just 30-second TV spots squeezed into 9x16, but actual content. So this is the real point of the talk. None of this happens without brave clients. Thank you very much. Because brave creative decisions don't get made without collaboration. It's harder when Jesus joins the call. It's very hard when Jesus joins the call. It's much harder when legal joins the call. And if you don't get approval on the 100 long creator list because they're not aligned to brand, it's because there's no trust. It's impossible to move things forward. It becomes a back and forth that then erodes the relationship. But NPM backed this strategy. They didn't sanitize it, they didn't over-polish it, they didn't kill the weirdness of it because that was the crux. And the econometrics rewarded that bravery, so Becky and Candace can unlock more budget to drive more sales, which is a win-win. It gives them the tools to speak up into the business, to have conversations about what social can drive for their bottom line. So here's what we believe in 2026. Being nice is invisible, being safe is expensive, and weird, when strategically engineered and creatively deployed, can be a margin multiplier for your brand. As I said, the worst outcome for a brand is to be ignored. So, build culture engines, create that contextual friction, invest in creators and influencers, your brand growth infrastructure, and be brave enough to look a little bit odd. Because in this world of an infinite scroll, being brave will help you stand out ultimately. So I hope you found this entertaining. We really appreciate you taking your time today, and thank you all, and Bagagwa.
Yes.
That was absolutely brilliant. That's a great case study from Open Partners and NPM. It's a constant theme of being brave, and you guys have it in bucket loads. Obviously, you had the reassurance of building in econometric modelling and results, which is great. I have one question from the audience, and the question is, what stops brands from being brave?
Do you want me to go? Or?
Yeah, you can go.
Lots and lots of people and lack of trust.
Yeah.
So I think relationships are key, especially in a remote world. You know, the founders of Open have built their business on spending time with clients, and I think that's the most impactful thing. If you spend time with your clients, understand them as people, understand what they need from us as agency partners or they need in their roles, and are able to support that, that helps the bravery, because otherwise you're just sending things on email, on Slack, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, and I think sorry, Candace.
You go.
I was going to say, from the client side, I think it's working with partners like Open Partners who can help us validate that bravery as well, because it helps us then talk to our commercial teams and then say, look, this actually works.
It's a great point.
So,
Love
I
it.
think, thank you, Open Partners.
Love it. Candace, anything to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to build on the fact that, like, everyone just wants to prove that it works.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then they're just like, okay, so why should we buy into this thought?
Yeah.
You got to take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot to get there, but when you get there, it works.
Brilliant. It's great. Thanks so much, guys. All right.
Thank you.